Hi Pisces, welcome back to my channel. This will be a general reading for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus. So if you wanted to secure a private reading with me at my current prices, you're more than welcome to do so. All the info that you need, Pisces, is available below in the show more section. Also just a reminder that if you enjoy this content, if you could leave behind a like, a share or a subscribe, that would be very much appreciated. Okay, let's have a look and see what's coming up for the sign of Pisces. And last card. Okay, let's start off with the Seven of Cups here. Now, the Seven of Cups is often seen as quite a scattered energy. It's seen as an energy where emotionally we're a little bit all over the place, Pisces. It could be that there's a lot of questions that need answering. It could be that we're feeling a lot of emotions. Now, this might be particularly applicable for you during the beginning of March or throughout periods of March. But I feel like with the Seven of Cups, there's something that has you a little bit I guess, fragmented. Okay, your heart could be in two places. There could be a little bit of indecisiveness coming up around you this month in March. I feel like it might revolve around another water sign, a Piscean, a Scorpio, or you have the moon here, which could be a Cancer. You also have the sign of Aries, which sits underneath. This is the Magician. And with the Seven of Cups coming up here, it could be about you not knowing where to start a project or how to start a project, a relationship, a new job, or a new path, okay? The Magician brings about new beginnings that come about fairly swiftly. So there might be a bit of time urgency or something that started in your life in March, and you're not really sure about how to take that first step. It could revolve around independence, autonomy, being single, a self-governing business or an entrepreneurial pursuit, and you're not really sure where to start or how to tackle things. But the biggest thing for you, Pisces, this month is to get started at all, okay? I feel like if you're too concerned over all the nitty-gritty, I feel like you might get a little bit overwhelmed, and it's important that you can even take those baby steps to initiate whatever it is that you have to do. But any activity that encourages you being alone or single or independent could be somewhat disorientating for you in the month of March, okay? It's not knowing how to start something, how to tackle it, or where to begin sort of thing. You do have the Page of Wands here. I mean, the Page of Wands is often seen as a traveler, a mover, a shaker. There might be travel opportunities or something you're passionate about. It could be creative pursuits. He does face the moon. But this is two very different approaches that I'm seeing here. You know, the Page of Wands is very surface level, not very deep, a little bit unsettled. And what he faces is the moon, okay? And the moon has come up in divine feminine. You can see this feminine energy in the moon here, almost meditating, eyes closed, very powerful energy. And this is what the Page of Wands is up against. So I don't know if this is necessarily concerning a relationship, a business partnership, but they're two very different approaches to something. It could be someone you're working with, but I feel like the Page of Wands is up against the moon, and there's no competition here. Is he trying to make an impression, a declaration of love, of commitment? Yes, but he's not the type that can commit to the moon's energy. So I don't know if there's something happening here, but it's unprecedented. It's almost like the Page of Wands is attempting to get the moon's energy or attempting to declare something to the moon, to that Cancer energy. I don't think it's going to work though, okay? I don't feel like something is going to be successful here because the Page and the moon are chalk and cheese. They're very, very different here. It's beyond his expertise, I want to say. So I don't know if this is someone looking to you for something. They know they might not necessarily get it, but they're still trying. So I guess you have to give them credit for still trying to believe in themselves and trying to push those sorts of things. I mean, it might be a fire sign. You did have Aries. Could be a Leo or a Sagittarius here as well. And if that's coming up, then maybe this is them hoping that they could get to that emotional level with you. The moon can represent a very strong emotional attachment or connection, creative pursuits, tenderness, compassion, care. Again, if this is a Cancer connection, it's a very strong one. It could also be periods of nostalgia that you might be experiencing, Pisces, this month. And if it's not you, then it's someone around you that is quite nostalgic over what you had, maybe once upon a time. So it's quite it's a primitive energy. You can see the animals, they're very carnal, primitive, protective. And the moon is an element of control. I mean, the moon has a very strong orbit. The moon controls, lunar activity, tides. It's got a very strong push and pull effect, but more pull. And something could really reel you in here, Pisces, or pull you in. You might be very drawn to something. Maybe it's this person here that's very drawn to you. Again, I don't know what it is that they can offer you. Not that the Page of Wands is unworthy, but I feel like he really needs to try to get things going, because he comes from the fire realm, and the Page of Wands likes to be in a lot of places, likes to experience a lot of different things. But he looks to the moon. The moon sits above the Two of Wands, which is indecision. And that's sort of thematic here in the last column, through the two twin towers and the two wands. And you can see these mighty towers here, these mighty, this architecture here. It looks impenetrable. And then you can see the fortifications of the walls of the castle, I guess the safety that the castle walls provide, the protection. There might be a message here that you might need to put your guard up. Or there might be a message here that someone wants to break down your walls. Are they worthy? And that's a question you have to ask yourself here, Pisces. Have they shown you they're worthy? It's all about through that compassion and tenderness and love and care. And if they're not showing you those things, then suddenly this might change things for you. But there might be indecision. There could be multiple options here around you. You might have to choose. Creative pursuits could link you up to foreign people, agents, offers, connecting online with other people in a very major way. So that could impact you in a very good way, I feel, especially anything to do with entrepreneurial pursuits, Pisces. Being on the international stage, making a name for yourself. The Magician was known for his talents. He's got everything he needs in his repertoire. He's ready to start his new beginning. Emotionally, you might not be ready. It could be a little bit overwhelming for you. But the time is now. When the Magician comes up, things can manifest in our lives very, very quickly. Anything around new beginnings, new homes, new work opportunities, new starts, new hobbies, new regimes. So it isn't, and I do feel like a very exciting adventure awaits for a lot of you, and it can very well involve planning or research to move overseas, to be overseas, to start something new, independent, be creatively independent, professionally independent. If it's not that, it is Aries energy, so I do feel like you're starting something new, and an adventure awaits, and it's something about tackling a challenge. Again, maybe not necessarily knowing where to start, but you've got a surge of energy, of motivation and drive behind you here, Pisces. So this is the driving force that's keeping you going, which is very, very powerful. Romantically, I mean, even in business, it might be that someone was unsure about whether they wanted to work with you or not, and now suddenly they're coming in and they're declaring that you've got their time and energy, and they want to commit to you in that way. So for a lot of you, it could be that someone comes around, maybe they've needed time to think, or consult other people, or see where they're at financially, monetarily, etc. So I don't know if it's that. I mean, it could be. Because the Eight of Pentacles is here, so I don't know if this is an earth sign that's going to come around, a Taurus, Cap, Virgo, but this is about hard work, perseverance, commitment. It's the artisan, the stonemason, engraving his mark. I don't know if you're going to be leaving your mark on someone. It might be an earth sign, or leaving your mark on finances. Your relationship with finances could change, absolutely. It could also be that you're working tirelessly around the clock to get something going professionally or creatively. It is sitting in the same column as the Page of Wands. So maybe, after all, we shouldn't underestimate this page, because he's capable of doing a lot. He's capable of committing. His behavior shows otherwise. So, not that the Page of Wands isn't reliant, Pisces, but I feel like the proof is in the pudding. And you're going to see some interesting behavior with the Eight of Pentacles. Whether this person is a fire or an earth sign, or the Cancer or Aries, which has come up in your reading. But it could be that you've underestimated someone. Maybe you didn't know them well enough. There was confusion, there was uncertainty about this person, about this relationship, about this connection. But someone could really prove you otherwise. I don't know if they're proving you right. I don't know if they're proving you wrong. But that sort of energy is going to come up, and you'll see it in their behavior. And actions speak very much louder than words. And if it's anything to go by people's mixed messages of what they're saying and what they're doing, it's always according to their actions that we should follow suit. People show you who they are. And I feel like there might have been either they underestimated you, okay, how relentless you can be, how committed, how ambitious, how dedicated you can be, or you've underestimated them. And that's highly likely, and they can prove you otherwise. I mean, I want to go back to the Magician. Yes, the Magician was renowned for his talents and his ability, and he left an impression on people, and you know, they were left in awe. But in a way, he can be seen as a manipulator, because he changes the way we see things. He alters the way we understand his magic tricks. Magician doesn't always reveal his secrets. So it could be that someone is putting on some sort of display. Could be some sort of performance. It might be to get your attention. It could be for you to, I guess, succumb to what they're wanting. It could be emotional manipulation, okay, the cup's sitting above. It could be manipulation in career to get themselves ahead, which may affect you. But it could be that someone is putting on a bit of a show or a bit of a performance, and maybe you hadn't really thought this person could do this, or, you know, in work or love or friendship even. And yeah, it'll leave some sort of impression. At least you can see the stonemason making an engraving here. So I don't know if I want to say things will be set in stone or your opinion of them will change, but I do feel like that's a likely occurrence here for you this month in March. It could be someone foreign, okay? Foreign energy, travel opportunities. Leaving the safety of your walls is the hardest part here sometimes. The Wand of the Two of Wands. So I don't know if this is a fire sign you're dealing with, especially if this is a long distance thing, or someone that has, you know, it's almost like they've put themselves in a position here, and you filed them away in some sort of category, Pisces, but then they'll surprise you. It might be someone whose energy, sometimes the Two of Wands is leaving the comfort zone. The decision, the direction to leave a comfort zone, the comfort and the safety and the familiarity of the castle walls. And it's not an easy task. We see one wand bolted down. The other wand, you know, is free. He's got the world in his hand, so things await. And I don't know if it's because of emotional upheaval. There's a bit of water in these cards here that prevent this person, whether this is you or a fire sign or maybe someone else you're dealing with, to leave something that's very familiar and very comfortable and to come out of their shell. Maybe it's causing them anxiousness. So if you're not seeing much action or progress from someone, maybe this is a message here that they're not ready to leave that, to leave what's familiar, to put their guard down. To take that adventure, to take the world in their hands and take that wand and go on that adventure. I mean, to me, this courtly character looks very, very dressed for the occasion. So in one way, they've prepared for this. But in another, and I think it's more emotionally speaking, they're fearful. And that can be understood. The moon is the sign of Cancer. Cancer is represented by the crab. The comfort of the shell, the protection of the shell, and this energy of retreating and being comfortable and safe. I mean, Yes, sometimes we need to feel those things, Pisces, emotionally, in relationships, in career, but other times we need to fly the coop. We need to get out of our comfort zone. We need to try new things, okay? We don't always know how we're going to start, but baby steps is really, really what it takes here, Pisces. So I want you to know that, you know, your talent, your want, your love, everything that you have to offer is so powerful. I hope there is someone here that really appreciates what it is that you have to offer. If that's not the case, then I feel like they might do something here, some sort of display or performance, or maybe you've underestimated them, maybe they've underestimated you, but that could come up, okay? Look, it could be a long distance love connection that's forming here as well. And you might see new beginnings, okay? You might see new beginnings in a foreign connection or with a foreign lover. Travel could bring romance. You might get connected professionally or creatively with people on travel, whether it is international large-scale travel or something a little bit more closer to home. Either way, that sort of energy is coming up around you, and you know, you've got the world in your hands, so you are connecting. You've got options. Anything to do with connecting with people, dating apps, forums, the online realm, social media, the internet. If you're involved in any of these things, then I feel like there'll be a lot of progress and options. And options are always good. So we're not stuck with doing something one way. There's other ways to go about things. So I feel like that points to something quite interesting. I don't know if it's indecision as well. There might be someone here who's indecisive about something, or it's you that's indecisive. A decision needs to be made. You might even be back and forth between two different locations. In the working sphere, you might be asked to look after two different departments. You might even take on a different income stream, one of which is more autonomous. So you get to design your own workload or hours or tasks, etc. I will leave your reading at that though, Pisces, for the month of March. I do hope you have a fabulous month ahead, Pisces. Thank you so much again for tuning in.